Hey FlossTube, I'm Kathleen and this is StitchuationNormal episode 32. I'm back! I was missing for a week, but I'm back. I was at the cottage and it was with my husband's family. His siblings each rented a cottage with their kids and his parents, and that's why I look so tan. If you think I look tan, I am tan and I love it. I love being nice and tanned. Who doesn't? Maybe people that don't want sun because it's not good for their skin. I don't know. I'm sweating already. I'm only like 30 seconds in and I'm sweating. Yeah, this is my cross stitch channel where I talk about cross stitch. I give a little life update and talk about a couple of comments. I've got a Canadian shop feature again this week. I have a finished object. I have WIPS and some haul, some stitch kindness. I think I have it all, so before I give a life update, I thought I would give you guys a little laugh. Some of you, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this video. This is a video I made trying to get a good thumbnail for one of my previous videos, and I'll just let you watch and you can feel free to laugh.
Look, guys, turn me into a princess. I'm one. Oh, you too? Okay. Whoa! What did just happen? What happened? Oh, you can't move. Help me. Come on, Mom. I still got my violin at least. Invisible guy with a violin like me. It exploded. Because I got that. Help me. I got my big one.
Yep, the struggle is real. I'm sure anyone that's a content creator, not that I identify as a content creator, but when you're trying to, get things right behind the scenes, it just often goes that way. And I hope I made you laugh a little bit. Okay, so I'm back from the cottage. The cottage was amazing. We had great weather the whole time. Every morning it looked like it was gonna rain, and sometimes it did rain for like 5 minutes, and then it would just be the perfect day, and it was amazing. We swam, we did like kayaking, paddle boating. The boys did a lot of fishing. They love fishing, and they went on the sea-doo, and I don't know. Oh, I did yoga every morning with my sister-in-law, and it was really nice to do it on the dock and just feel the wind and hear the water splashing around. And then every morning I would just stitch, or afternoon go in the beach, go in the water, and then come out and stitch again. And all my nieces and nephews were like, I do not have the patience to cross stitch. Like, they'd watch me stitch and they're like, no. One day, maybe some little stitch recruits are on their way. But it was just a really nice getaway. It felt long. Like, I feel like if I'm gone for 5 days, that's a long time, but this was a full week, and it was nice to get back home. Before that, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I was very excited about our women's Team Canada soccer team that won gold. I cried. I just have to say this because, first of all, and now my dates are probably gonna get mixed up, but women's soccer has not always been in the Olympics. It only was in the Olympics in, I think, 1996, and that was the first time, and there was only like 8 or 12 teams. Canada was not one of them. So Canada's women's soccer team is very young. The first time they made it to the Olympics was 2004, I want to say. First time I saw them in the Olympics was 2012, and I love them. I thought they were amazing. They got bronze, and then they got bronze, or I think they got, yeah, the first time I saw them was 2012, they got bronze, and then 2016 they got bronze, and it was like, oh, like, we knew they were good, they were so good, and like, we love Christine Sinclair, like, she can do no wrong. And then seeing them act, like, I was pregnant with my oldest the first time that I saw Team Canada play, and then watching them win, I cried. And like, my sister called me on FaceTime and she's like, I'm crying. I'm like, me too. It was just beautiful. It was like a huge moment, and it's like a turning point. Like, there was like a meme that went around about the woman that scored the last penalty kick that allowed them to win, and she is very young, and she watched like the Rio game 4 years ago, or I guess 5 years ago now, because this is the 2020 Olympics, but it's 2021 because COVID. Blah. So anyways, she was watching that game and was like, I want to do that. I want to be that. And then there she was, like with Christine Sinclair, and it was like beautiful. So anyways, that's probably a lot of scattered thoughts, but I'm very passionate about the Olympics, mostly Winter Olympics. Canada girl, right? But I love the Summer Olympics too. And also our Canadian women's basketball team did really well too. They're growing. It's like, it's watching these programs grow. Like in the US, you guys have great sports programs, but we really don't here. Like they're growing, we do, compared to other countries. But like when you think about it, we have countries where women can't even play soccer. So what are women in sports when we don't have every woman pushing and elevating different sports? Those are my thoughts that I didn't know I was gonna have right now, but I did. Okay, cross stitch, that's why we're here. I think that's all for my life update. Let's get into the Canadian shop feature, which I'm very excited about. And I actually made sure I ordered right before I made the video because I was scared maybe what I wanted would get scooped up. So I did just place an order with this shop. And this shop is coming from Margie Boyd. She recommended it in the comments. And she's a viewer. She spoke very highly of Creative Quarters in Vernon, British Columbia. So they are Never Eat Sour Worms, West Coast. And like, I know it's West Coast, but then I like doubt myself. So then I'm like, Never Eat Sour Worms. Like I do the like news. So anyways, they are in Vernon and they're a brick and mortar shop, but they also have an online shop, which is how I ordered. And they have fabric, floss, they have like the needlepoint, like NPI, that silk. I hear people talking about it on FlossTube and using it. I think it's silk. Anyways, they sell that. They have lots of different charts. What I ordered was a few of the birds of a feather charts because they're kind of hard to find. So if you're looking, you may as well check that out because there's some really cute ones left that I didn't take. I did take a couple though. So I'm excited for those to come in, even though I literally just ordered them an hour ago. And what else? Oh, they're shipping. Okay, so the shipping for charts is free to Canada and free to the US charts. But if it's if you're getting fabric and floss and all that, I think it's not free. But I think it's free if you spend over 100 and something. I don't know. It's probably not expensive either way because I know international shipping, because they do international. So if you're in the UK or you're in Australia or you're wherever you are, you can order from them, and it is, I think they charge $10, and then if it ends up being like 7, they'll refund you the 3, or like if it ends up being 5, they'll refund you the 5. So that's what I read on their shipping. So that's also good to know, and also dangerous if you're ordering a lot of charts and you're just like, well, it's free shipping, I'll just keep ordering. But let's support our local needlework shops here in Canada. Local is broad, I would say. If it's in Canada, it's local, and we don't want to lose them. So if you have a favorite local needlework shop in Canada, leave me a comment and let me know, and I'm going to check it out, and maybe I will feature it in the next video. I think that's all I wanted to say about that shop, but I'll link the shop in the description below, so you can just click the link and check out what they have. They don't have like a ton of like designers. It's not like they have every designer, but they have a good variety of designers, I would say, and I would just keep an eye out as they update, right? Okay, comments from last week. So last week was my WIP Parade. If you missed it, definitely check it out. You can see everything that I've been working on. I had 15 WIPs, I believe, which doesn't seem that many when like I know some people have like 50, but considering I've only been stitching a year and a little bit, I think that's a lot. And I would like to get that number down a little bit, but it's so fun to start new things. So I did get the number down by 1 because I did finish something this week, but we'll get to that. So last week I showed these ornaments I was working on, and I wasn't sure if it was perforated paper or plastic canvas because I've heard both terms used, but I don't know which is which. And the ornaments I was stitching on was plastic canvas. So a few of you let me know that. Who was it? Let's see. Oh no. Oh, Rebecca Journey said plastic canvas was used to make like the tissue boxes, and you could use like yarn, it wouldn't have to be floss. So then I was like, okay, definitely it was plastic canvas. And then Sandy Ego Stitcher also said like it feels plasticky. And several of you actually commented. And then San Diego Stitcher also said that, because I mentioned I was stitching 3 strands over 2 for on 25 count Lugana, and she was like, that's good coverage, like you probably want 3 strands. Some people are fine with 2 on 25, but 3 is good. So then I didn't feel like I was a crazy person doing 3 strands over 2, because I do like the coverage. It's very thick and lush, as someone else said. So thank you for the comments, thank you for the help. I'm letting everyone else here know. The tissue box, right when who was it said it, darn it, Rebecca, sorry Rebecca, I forgot your name, like, and you just said it 2 seconds ago. When Rebecca said the tissue boxes, I was like, I don't want to, you know, generalize about our geriatric stitchers, but like, if you had a grandma that stitched, she probably had one of those in her bathroom. It's one of those, if you know, you know. And right when she said the tissue box, I was like, I know what it is. So I still see those every now and then at the thrift store. They're really cute, and like, I love that in the seniors' homes they just like have those materials so that people can make them too. So I actually, in one of my thrift hauls, had a whole bunch of, it was like so for the ornament I'm making, it is circles on the plastic canvas, but then I've seen like the squares, like bigger ones on the squares. So it was a few sheets of the squares, and then it had like the wool or the tapestry, whatever it is. So I donated that too, because a friend of mine works at an old folks home, or whatever you want to call it, Eventide home, and she was like, we're always looking for stuff like that. And so I donated that, because like there was stuff I wanted that was stitch stuff, but then there was that stuff which I was like, I'm probably not going to do that. So I hope that they're making tissue boxes, because that would make me happy. And sometimes they like bedazzle the tissue boxes, they put like beads in it too, or like sequins. So when I'm older, maybe that's what I'll be doing and showing on FlossTube, and it'll have just come around again, or maybe it never left, I don't know. Okay, so those are the comments. Let's get to my finished object. I even ironed it for you guys today because it was bad, but then when I pulled out my whips needed to be ironed, but I can't iron them yet because there's a couple dirty spots, like, because I got chocolate on them. So I was like, if I iron that, that'll iron the chocolate in, so it's not getting ironed in. But here is my finished object, ironed and already with a wrinkle in it, but that's okay. It's Create. It was the Made to Create Sal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This is with all the called for DMC because it came with the kit, and this is the linen that came with the kit. It's an even weave, and I'm very happy with it. I think I'm probably gonna, okay, if you're looking, you might notice I did not put the border in. I did not like the border as much, so I'm just gonna frame this probably with a white frame and put it in the craft room or in the office. And yes, I'll give you one last look at it. It's just so cute. The colors are just happy colors, and I love it. I want to create more. I think I've said in a previous video, like, I just only now in my life feel like a creative, even though like I'm a photographer and I stitch. Is stitching creative? I don't know. I feel like I am creative. I'm accepting that. So I do puzzles. Puzzles creative. It's on there. Look. It's a puzzle piece. If you do puzzles, you're creative. You're creating the puzzle. So anyways, that's my finished object. I'm hoping to have a few more because, like I said, I had 15 WIPs, and I'm like, and I want to start a whole bunch of new things for fall too. So I don't know, we'll see. I've got an empty project bag now, so what am I gonna put in it? We'll see. Okay, my WIPs. Okay, because it's been 3 weeks since my last video, I still had 1 week of July and then 2 weeks of August. So my 1 week of July, I was still working on my Jolly July stuff. So there's a couple Christmas things. So I was working on Durene Jones Santa Ornament 3. I think it is a different name on Etsy, but I will link, because I got this off Etsy. I will link that so that you can know which one it is. And I had a lot of fun actually working on this. So this is what I've got so far. This here is a DMC. It's a variegated. It's like a Christmassy variegation. And I didn't realize it was on the list of floss that I needed. It is 4520. 4520 you would say. And then I was like, oh, I have that color because Donna and Serena at Magic Hour Cross Stitch, they sent me that a little while back, so it was perfect. So that's what this is a GMC. So I've put in Santa. I need to put the back stitching in still, and then I get to work on this part, and then my goal was to have it done and finished like this. So hopefully I can do that. I think it's a very reasonable goal, and it'll get me into the sewing a little bit, which I'm excited about. I do want to learn how to sew more, better. I'd want to start getting my sewing machine out. I don't know. I'm starting to like plan things. I hope everything's back to normal in September. So far it says that it is. I would love a bit of routine again because I do so well with routine. I want to start walking again and all those things. So maybe I can get the sewing machine out then. Okay, the next thing I worked on was the Prairie Schooler Reindeer Roundup. And I say it every time, there's no Rudolph. So I will be stuffing Rudolph in here, just like Megan Rogers did Georgia Girl Stitching. So, what did I get done on that? I got this done. I put in a reindeer. I think I put in this reindeer and this tree. And this is stitched on 32 count vintage stormy clouds, not clowns, that would be a different fabric. 32 count Lugana, and I love it. It's very fun to stitch. I kind of want to start putting colors in, and there's not really other colors, but I do. Every time a tree goes in, I'm like, oh, that's a nice tree. So I'll still keep working on that. It'd be nice to finish that this year, but I'm not going to rush myself. I'm going to just work on what I'm working on, kind of thing. Oh, and my Durene Jones one that I just showed is on 25 count cream Lugana, 2/2 for that one. And then after my Christmas stuff, I decided to work on my mom's secret thing that I can't show, but if you do want to see it, I did put a little sneak of it on my Instagram. Don't look at it, Mom, so that you can see what it looks like. And I worked on that a little bit because I thought I better start really working on this, otherwise it's not going to get done in time, because I always underestimate the time, or I'm like in a crisis and I like just won't stop stitching and it's like the due date, you know? So I don't want to be at the due date. I want to have it ready and then I can give it when I'm ready. So I worked on that, which was a little separation from Christmas. I worked on Made to Create, which you saw I finished. And then I pulled out My Mother's House by Barrick. And this is my oldest WIP. I started this almost a year ago, because I have my stitch journal. I saw that I started it on August 23rd. So it's been almost a year. And I got really stuck on this flower because it was really confetti heavy, which you can't really tell in that. It doesn't look like it, but it's like 5 different colors in here. And I was getting so confused, so I just took a whole bunch of charts. I took a binder to Staples and was like, I'm getting working copies. So I just started printing everything, and then I was able to highlight what I had done on that flower. So if you look, the flower is complete. It was this flower here. I'll show you it closer so maybe you can kind of see. It still only looks like 2 colors, but it's actually 4 or 5. It might even be 6, because this outline color is a different color than this color. There's 2 that look like this. There's these 2 colors, so it's a lot there. So I finished this whole flower, and I think I put in this little flower. Yep, I put in that little flower. So it's really coming along. It got really wrinkled because it was in my bag. I brought it to the cottage, and I was working on it at the cottage, so got a little bit wrinkled in the bag because I had a whole bunch of stuff packed and I didn't realize it was creased like that, but that's my progress. I've got the house to do, I've got the wording, I've got little teeny mini flowers, but I feel like the bulk of it was in these 2 flowers and they're done. So I'd love to finish this year, but if it goes till next year, it goes till next year. And then I was working on this, doesn't have a cover chart, so I'm just gonna flash up really quick. Gangsta wrapper, Christmas one. There. I don't know, hopefully you got the gist of it. This is for my sister, the non-stitchy sister, and I'm stitching it on a 20 count Belana in ivory gold, so it has the glitter, and I'm stitching it 2 strands over 1. And here's what I've got done. I finished the wording because I think I had like 3 letters left. And then I put in this border here and I put in all these presents. And oh, I had to do this bow like 4 times. I thought that I had made an error here on this side of the bow, like this part. So I took it out so many times. Couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. It was this bow, this part of the bow, this side that was wrong. So then I had to take it all out, and my back, it's so funny, my mother-in-law was like, are your backs nice and neat? And I was like, oh no. I'm like, it's never been a problem. But then when I was trying to take out these things, I like couldn't get in there because it was like so thick and messy, and it was just funny because I've never had a problem, and then I did right then. So also, when stitching on linen or anything that isn't Aida, basically, I've heard that there's a right way to start on them. Otherwise, like, your thread will slide in between the, like, it'll slide into there, like into the, I don't know if that was a good demo or not, but I've never had it happen. It's never been a problem. I have no idea. Maybe I've just got lucky and I've started on the right spot every time I've stitched, but with this fabric, I do not like it. I'm stitching 1 over 1 or 2 over 1. Like, I'm stitching over 1, I'm not stitching over 2. And it is sliding under, so I have to restitch certain parts. Like, it slides. Let me see if I can find a spot to show. There'd been lots. You can't tell because then I stitched over it again a second time. But it's, I don't know, because I'm like, if I started on the next one, it's still sliding over on the next one, so it might just be this fabric. It's just not a great fabric, but I'm gonna finish it. I'm getting close to being done, and my sister won't care. She won't notice anyways. No, I don't even think you could notice, but I notice as I'm stitching, because it'll like, I'll stitch over and then it'll like slide this way, so it looks like a straight line, like I've stitched a straight line, and I don't like that. So then I have to like do one more over. It's weird. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. I know Liz, like Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, had a piece that she didn't, it was a frosted pumpkin piece, and she was almost done, but then she realized she had been stitching. She like learned which way was the right way and wrong way to start, and she was like, I don't want to finish this now that I know I started the whole thing on the wrong way. She did finish that piece. And Donna and Serena at Magic Hour Cross Stitch, they told me when I bought the Lugana, they're like, you want to make sure that you start with the way that it was going, the weave of it, and I did not know what it was, but I've never had a problem. So just thought I'd let everyone know about that. Not that I'm helping anyone out, but I'm just telling you about it because I still don't know the right or wrong way. And okay, so those were all my WIPs that I worked on the last few weeks. I did dye some fabric a couple weeks ago. If you're on my Instagram, you probably saw my picture of my fabrics drying. But I don't think I actually showed the fabric other than my Quaker Snowflake piece, because I did start stitching on that, so I showed it. But this was one of the other pieces that I dyed. This is how it turned out. And I'll show the back too. And I really like this. It's a nice light blue. And then this is one that I tried to get to be like Quaker Snowflake, but I ended up going different. But I am very happy with how this turned out. It looks a little gray almost. And here's the back of it. Oops, I ironed it, but it's still a little wrinkly. So I'll fold these so that you can see them together. So I did 3 pieces. I still have the dye on the counter. I did it maybe 4 weeks ago now. I still have the dye on the counter, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do a couple more, and it's like on the kitchen counter. I'm like, I still haven't done it, but you can see these are 2 different fabrics that I dyed. This is Aida. I think it's 18 count Aida. I had like this big, like, must have been someone had bought a yard of it and then like cut out a piece that they wanted, and it was in a big stash that I bought, and it was like, it looked rusty, almost like rust had got on it. So I threw it in the washing machine, and I was like, hopefully that cleaned some of it. And it did, but then there were still marks. So I thought, I'm just gonna dye all this and not worry about if it turns out or not. But I've been very happy with how everything's turned out. And then these are like, I've showed these before, these ones. These are ones that I've previously dyed. So I just have a lot of blues. I did buy some other colors to dye with, but I just haven't. They're to dye for. Okay, here. These are the fabrics that I've dyed. Okay, so yeah, so that was my fabric dyeing. I'm gonna dye some more, but if you wanna know how to dye fabric, I do have a video, and I will link it so that you can watch it. It'll probably like pop up in the corner there or somewhere, and it's a tutorial for dyeing Rit Dye Ada or linen. It can be anything. I just did it with Ada. Okay, so then my haul. Okay, I ordered two. So Liz Mathews was having a sale. If you are on her email list, you'll get notifications when her shop goes on sale, or you'll get her little freebies that she sends. So sign up for her email. That's how I know about these things. So I ordered butterfly cloche because how could I not? I love butterflies. We had a family get together and the kids had the butterfly nets, and someone's like, those don't actually work. You can't actually catch butterflies with those cheap butterfly nets. I'm like, I can. And I ran around like a maniac the entire day trying to catch one. And I did get one in, but then it popped out because it was like very shallow, but I was like, I did catch it. And everyone's like, okay. And then the next day, my son, my 7-year-old, he took it out and he caught one like right away. And I'm like, okay, well, it works. I didn't prove that it works. I sort of did. I feel like I did, but he really proved it because it was like in the net. So anyways, yes, I'm a butterfly lover. I spot them out all the time and they make me happy. So I was like, what am I waiting for on this one? Gotta get it. So I did. And then the other one I got was, and I feel like I was partially influenced by Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch because she's almost done hers now, but I really wanted to make this one as well. And it's Hello from Liz Mathews, 4th Day of Christmas. And it's just so cute. And like I have my best friend Sam gave me this so I can use it like to put the tree in. So I think I might do the tree for the 4th Day of Christmas. We'll see. Those were the 2 new charts I got. Oh yeah, and then I ordered, so Bella Love Designs, which is a Nova Scotia shop that has, I want to say a stitch shop, but they have more than that. But they have like tons of scissors, beautiful scissors. They have like the scissor sheaths. They have everything, like accessory wise, I want to say. But they're changing now. It's Bella Love Curated actually, and like they're going to be doing more than just scissors and stuff. So anyways, I put my scissors in the, oh, and I ordered these. Okay, so I had this pair already, and then I ordered these 2. They were just the different colored ones because they were having a sale, and I was like, okay, but look how cute. Bloop, 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 bloop. I don't know. I probably will keep them in there for now. Actually, they're in project. I'm gonna put them in project bags because I just hate not having a pair of scissors in a project bag. These are bad habits. These are, I shouldn't say bad habits. These are expensive habits that I've developed. Okay, so that was what I ordered. And then I got some Happy Mail or like Stitch Kindness Mail, whatever you want to call it, from Jill, who is a viewer. She sent me this chart. She's a Canadian stitcher and she lives pretty close to where I live, which is so fun. And it says, she believed she could, so she did. And the chart is called So She Did by Lori Holt. I love that. It says like 4 skeins for the, like 4 and 3 for these 2 colors in the sewing machine. So I'm like, whew, it's gonna be a lot, but like how cute is it? And like the buttons there. So love that. She sent Cricut Collection Winter Circle, which is super cute. Love those little snowmen. Can you see that? I hope so. I love my panicked face. It's like, can you see that in the background? Every time I edit, I'm like, oh my goodness, you look so concerned. And then she sent Miss Peepers Little House Needleworks, which I thought was so cute. I love these little frames. They always have a nice frame in their pieces. And Home of the Needleworker, which I'm like, okay, I'm gonna push this to the top of my to stitch list. Also, Little House Needleworks. Yep, same. Love that one. And a Roveris Daisy chart. I always show every chart because I feel like people are curious like me, and I like seeing new charts or old charts or anything. So how cute is that? So thank you, Jill. And I don't know if I'm ready to close yet. Am I ready to close? No. Okay, before I thank everyone, okay, my birthday's coming up in a few weeks. So that means birthday start. So I'm starting to dig around to see what I want to do with birthday start. I did have this Nora Corbett K for Kathleen, and it's a mermaid that I was sent by a lovely viewer, and I was thinking of doing that one, but then I'm like, should I do Kathy Barrick Pieces of Old? Because look how beautiful that is. And it has butterflies in it. We know I love butterflies. I just love the colors of this one. So I'm like, should I do that one? Should I do, I have like a bunch of fall starts that I want to do as well. And there's some like big mama ones. So I'm like, should I do that as a birthday start? But then I'm like, no, I'm going to do some fall starts. So probably next week I'll show you some fall ideas that I've got. And I don't know, I might do butterfly cloche for my birthday start. I don't know. Let me know what you think I should start. If you've seen something in my stash, you probably don't remember because you probably watch a lot of FlossTube. But what do you think? Pieces of old or butterfly cloche or something else completely? What do you think? Let me know. Because I'm cooking on it right now. And those are my plans. Yeah, I do want to do a bunch of fall starts, kind of like what I did for Jolly July, but maybe not as intense. I thought I was going to do more for Jolly July, but it was already too much for me. So I'm like, I know I probably can't handle that for fall and Halloween and all that stitching. So we'll see what I end up doing. But I am excited to do that. And I'm probably going to post on Instagram a picture of all my pieces that I'm considering. And then I'll probably let you know next FlossTube. And I don't ever want to be away from you guys for 3 weeks again. It might happen again, but I don't want that to happen for a while because I missed you guys. And I hope that you guys have been having a great few weeks and a good wind down to your summer. I know some of you in the States, school has started for your kids and you're probably enjoying yourself, which is so good. I'm looking forward to that time. It's coming, but we've had a good summer too, and I've had a good time. I feel good. I know this time last year I was having a really hard time emotionally, and I didn't have as good of a time at the cottage because my mind wasn't as healthy, but I'm feeling very good right now. Famous last words though, right? Hopefully I don't go down now that I've said it. I don't think I will though, but I don't know. I feel very happy. I feel very good. I feel like I have a good handle on things right now, and I hope that you guys do too. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. It means so much. Thank you for your comments. I think I'm at 3.5 subscribers. I forgot to do a big thank you shout out like at 3,000 subscribers, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope they don't think I'm the FlossTuber in grade, because I'm not. And I love you guys, and your comments mean so much, and your support and your love means so much, and I love hanging out. Like, I love, if I could just be in a room and talk for half an hour straight, I would. But that's like really rude if you actually do that. So this is my way of not being rude. I'm doing it like you want me to do it. Maybe you don't, and someone else wants to watch and you're hostage to it. You're someone's spouse that's hostage to this FlossTube. It's happened to my husband many times. But actually he kind of likes it. So anyways, enough of that silly stuff. I think I want to do a giveaway again. I finally got the giveaway winners all their items last week. I finally mailed it off before I went to the cottage, and I think they've all arrived, so that's good news. And I think I'm ready to do another one. So stay tuned. I will be back in 2 weeks, regular time, and I look forward to it all. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, because I've mentioned Instagram like 5 times already, it's at StitchuationNormal. My email will be in the description box below, and as well as everything I've kind of mentioned where you can buy it. I usually put a link so you can just click it and buy it that way. And my husband makes fun of in a nice way, not in a mean way, but I do a lot of gestures. So anyways, follow me here, check me out there, and I hope that you have an excellent rest of your day and rest of your week and the week after, and then I'll be back with you. So keep stitching your story, and I will see you next time. Bye.